Hi everyone, welcome to my first YouTube tutorial. Today I'm going to be doing creating a simple practice project for React beginners. So if you're just starting out with React, this is a great place to start. And I'm basically going to just show you how you can access the values of an input using useState, and taking those values, manipulating those values. As you can see here, you can just kind of put them onto the browser itself. And so I'll also be using styled components, and so I hope you enjoy the video. Thanks for watching. Okay, so we could get started. I just basically installed Create React App. I created a folder which has my app, this holds my app here, and right from the get-go you see this boilerplate which we'll get rid of. And so in order to do that, we're just going to go directly to our public, not our public, our source page, source folder here, and go to app.js. And everything really in the div can go. And we can even get rid of this class. And we can get rid of this logo. And once we save, we're good. We'll just make sure everything's up and running. And you see the hello up here, so we're good. And I'm going to make this bigger so that you could see. Should be better. Okay, so what we're going to do is create a form, and very simply we'll just kind of do some styling here, and we'll bring in import style components. Oops. Okay, and so the way style components work is you basically just do const and then your component that you want to style. And so I'm just going to do a styled, and you always want to keep that capital styled container, and then it's always equal to styled dot whatever your component, your item or your element is. In this case it's going to be a div, and then backtick, and then you're basically writing your CSS between the backticks right here. So in this case, we're going to do margin 0 auto. What we'll do is 20% just to have some height. And at this point, we could just take the styled container and put it here. And then in here, we could do an h1. And we could put like Mateo, which is my name. Okay, so we'll do a little bit of styling here, just some basic styling. We could go to the index.css and we could change like the background color to maybe I have some colors here pre-selected. There we go. Sure. And then we'll go with the color of the font. That works. And then we are going to go back here, and we're going to center this with text align. And we're going to add a couple of inputs. What we'll do is we'll actually, instead of an input, what we'll do here is just put a p tag, and we'll put an email. Gmail, that's not my real email, but I'm just going to put that there. And we could even, what's great about style components is that you could actually do like nested styling, kind of like Sass. And what that means is that rather than creating a new element, you could just take your P and then padding 0 right here, dot margin 0. And then you could also do your H1 here, margin 0. There we go. Okay, so I guess this is unnecessary. Oh, actually it is necessary. Okay. Okay. And then what we'll do is we'll create a new style component, and we'll call it styled form, style.form, and this will yeah, let's do margin 0 auto, and we'll put that here. Just close that like this, and we'll just put a couple of inputs. And what we'll do is this could stay like that. We're gonna name them, and we'll name the first one first name, and the second one we will name last name. And actually we'll do a third one, and we'll put this email, and they're really ugly, as you can see. So what we will do is we're going to do display flex direction column, and then we'll just put them in the middle by doing align items center, just like that. And then we could just, all the inputs are going to be basically grabbed by this right here, and we'll want to put a margin of 20 pixels. Maybe 10 would be enough. And the form itself might want a margin top of 20 pixels, or let's do 10, maybe 20. Okay, good. And then the inputs, we're going to want to do a width of 220 pixels, height of 45 pixels. Oh, that's way too big. That might be okay. Okay, and then the background could be this number right here. That's okay. Maybe we'll keep it the same as the font color. The React theme. Okay. Border, none. Actually, let's do 1 pixel. Solid white. And we'll do a border radius of 5 pixels. Maybe we could keep this background. No white. Yeah, that's a little nicer. And right now they don't really have anything in them, and so we're gonna want to set a placeholder just as a kind of label rather than creating a label. First name. We'll just bring this down here. And we'll do a text align center, and maybe the font size should be a little bit bigger. There we go. That's starting to look good. Now what we actually want to do here is to be able to trigger this up here, the name and the email, and then actually have it change. So what we could do is, instead of putting the name here, we could just put this, and then here we'll put name. Oh, well, before we get there, why don't we just start with const contact, set contact, and use state. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create an object, and in that object I will have first name, and these are the default kind of values, and they're just like that. Okay, so the useState is not defined because it's got to come up right here. So you just got to make sure this happens. Okay, now we have a few issues. Unexpected use of name. Okay, so that would be here because I didn't define it. So let's not do that yet. Okay, so now we have our inputs, and what we need is to create our function. And so what we're going to do is on change, we're going to trigger a function, and this is going to handle change. Okay, and we're going to put that right in here. Do this. Okay, and this is E for event, and what we will do just to test it, we're going to console log it worked. Sure. So let's open our console, and yeah, so it's triggering. Let's see, I don't know if you could see this, but it is triggering whenever I type, which is great. And so what we'll do is we'll just start with the first one, and we will say if, well, what we'll do is we'll just start by changing set contact like this, and this is what I'm going to use, which is called a spread operator, which basically says take everything that's in contact, so this right here, these three values, and just put them here. So this is really the same as me just rewriting first name, that, and then last name, that. Okay, so that's what a spread operator does. So rather than just writing it all, I could just do ... contact, because contact refers to this right here. Okay, and then treat it like an object, and then I'm going to overwrite those, or at least the ones that I want to overwrite. In this case, it's going to be the first name. So I'm going to overwrite first name to be whatever is in here. And the way to know what's in here is by doing e.target.value. Okay. So we have an issue. That's because I put this here, and I shouldn't do that because it's an object. Okay, so let's try this out. Mateo. Okay, something's not working. Well, the reason why it's not working is because there is no content here. So this has got to go here. Oh, this has got to go contact dot, treat it like an object. That's what it is. And now it will work. There we go. So that's the first one. But in order to do the other two, we're going to have to place an if statement. Actually, 3 if statements to triple check really which of these 3 are changing. And the way to do that is with e.target.name. e.target.name in this case is going to be equal to this right here. Okay, so in order to do this, what we'll do is if name, before I do this, I'm going to destructure name and value. So to do that, we just do this, name, value, e.target. Okay. And what that is basically the same as doing const name equals e.target.name and const value equals e.target.value. So it's just a cleaner way of writing this. This is the same as this, and it gives us access to both of these, so we don't have to do that. So now we have name if the name is first name, this. Then we will do this. Okay, else if, and we could just copy this right here. If the name is the last name, then we're going to change the last name. And we don't need e.target.value. We could just use value. Same thing here. And then we could do this last one. And if it is email, then we're going to change the email. Okay, so let's see if that worked. And if it did, then we're on the right track. Okay, well that worked because we actually changed it in here, but I forgot to add this. So instead of hard coding it, we could delete this email. And we would do contact.lastname. And then, oh, actually what we're going to do is we're going to put the email here, and then here we will do contact.lastname. There we go. Oh, we've got a problem. What is the problem? Contact.lastname. Well, we didn't put in our handlers here, so we gotta make sure that we do that. Change. Tail. Works with EP. That's my name, and we have the email. And then that's it. That's basically it. And it's also good for accessibility reasons to also do an on blur. Change. Yeah, spell it correctly. Doesn't cause any problems. And we are going to make that a priority as well. Accessibility is important. And so we'll just double check. Everything seems to be okay. All right, that's it. And that's how you basically create a live form with useState and React. Thanks for watching.